सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ओम शांति शांति शांति। हरि ओम। So we were studying the Adhyasa Bhashya of Shankaracharya, that is his introduction to his commentary on the Brahma Sutras. Adhyaso nama atasmin tadbuddhihi iti avochama tadyatha putra bharyadishu vikaleshu sakaleshu va ahameva vikalaha sakalo va iti bahya dharman atmani adhyasyati तथा देह धर्मान स्थूलोहम कृशोहम गौरोहम तिष्ठामि गच्छामि लंघयामि च इति तथा इंद्रिय धर्मान मूकः काणः क्लीबः बधिरः अंधोहम इति तथा अंतःकरण धर्मान काम संकल्प विचिकित्सा अध्यवसाय आदीन एवं अहम प्रत्ययिनम अशेष स्वप्रचार साक्षिणी प्रत्यगात्मनि अध्यस्य तं च प्रत्यगात्मानं सर्वसाक्षिणं तद्विपर्येण अंतःकरणादिषु अध्यस्यति. We have seen the definition of adhyasa or superimposition. We have seen the conditions in which this phenomenon of adhyasa or superimposition occurs, and we have seen various objections to the very fact of superimposition, and also how Shankaracharya counters these objections and proves that there is indeed superimposition and that this is the cause of our day-to-day transactions, day-to-day activities. That whatever we do, in fact, our very existence, in the sense of existence as separate individual existence, is dependent on this superimposition. In fact, also all the scriptures are dependent on superimposition. But for superimposition, there would be no difference. And if there were no difference, there would be no nama rupa. There would be no differences in names and forms. And if there were no differences in names and forms, there would have been nothing at all in this universe which is different from one another. So essentially all our existence and whatever we know of this world or the universe is because of superimposition. And now Shankaracharya is telling us Adhyasa Lakshana Samanvayah. He is now giving us different characteristics of Adhyasa. How do we perceive Adhyasa in day-to-day activities? He says, Adhyaso nama atasmin tadbuddhihi iti avochama. Avochama, we have said. What have we said? Adhyasa, superimposition, is what nama means indeed, or superimposition is what atasmin tadbuddhihi. Tasmin means that. Atasmin means which is not that. Sanskrit is a beautiful language. I'm never tired of telling this fact. Sanskrit is a beautiful language. Why? Because once you know the key to understanding words, you can play with words like anything. And that's the beauty of Sanskrit. So tasmin, if you know, atasmin. If you know that tasmin means that, atasmin means which is not that. Which is not that. So, atasmin, what is not, in that tad buddhihi. That means you are seeing something in a place where that something is not there. Tad buddhihi, cognition. Cognition of a thing, atasmin, in a place where it is not there. You see how poetic. To tell this in English, you need to use so many words, but atasmin tad buddhihi. Beautiful. So where it is not, there you are seeing it. Cognition of something in a locus where that thing does not exist. Tasmin tad buddhihi iti avochama, we had said. So seeing something in a place where it does not exist, or seeing, so you see snake in rope. Snake in rope. The snake does not exist in rope. You see silver in that oyster. It does not exist there. Silver in shell does not exist. You see, in our example, you see Rasgulla in golf ball. So golf ball Rasgulla does not exist. So like that, Adhyasah Nama Atasmin Tad Buddhihi Iti Avochama, we had said that. And Tadyatha, and that is illustrated, for example, in the following case. How? Putra Bharya Adishu. In the case of people like son, one's son, Putra, Bharya, one's wife, Adishu, etc. Means, what is etc.? People with whom you have attachment. It could be son, daughter, it could be wife, husband, whosoever. So, Putra Bharya Adishu, in son and your wife, daughter, husband, etc., wherever you have attachment, Vikaleshu Sakaleshu Va. When that person, Vikaleshu Sakaleshu Va, when that person has Vikala, that person loses sound mind, that person is not of sound mind when that happens, or when that person is of sound mind. Either way, when that person is of sound mind or unsound mind, then what happens? Not only mind, suppose somebody is physically challenged, visually challenged, mentally challenged, etc. When that happens, what do? We say, Ahameva vikalaha sakalahava. When you are attached to someone and that person is challenged in some way, physically or mentally, what do we say? We say, oh, I have got that problem. For example, a child is running, and the child, maybe a child of say 1 year or 2 years, is running, and the child falls down on maybe some rocks or something, on some stone or something. Immediately the mother says, oh, I died. Or margai, something like that. I have died, something. Oh, gone. What has happened? Why? Because mother is completely attached to the child, and when the mother perceives some danger coming to the child, mother says, oh, I have gone, I am died. But mother is not going to die. The child is going to die, if at all. But mother says like this. So, iti bahya dharman atmani adhyasyati. So we superimpose Atman, we superimpose on Atman external circumstances. Bahya dharman, external attributes or properties. We superimpose on Atman. So you are not going to die, but you are saying what? I will die. Oh, I have died. Tatha, similarly, Deha Dharman, we also superimpose the characteristics of body on Atman. How? Sthuloham, we say, I am fat. Of course, nobody says that. Fat people don't say I am fat. Other people say you are fat, and they take offense. But anyway, but if suppose somebody were very frank and very honest, then they will say, I am fat. Sthuloham. Krishoham, I am thin. Gauroham, I am fair. Nobody says I am not fair. Everybody wants to be fair. Gauroham. Then Tishtami, I am sitting. Gachami, I am moving. Langayami, I am jumping. Chaiti. All these types of statements we say These are all different positions or different characteristics of the body. But we say, I am fat. How can you be fat? Atman is not fat. It is not thin. It is not fair. It is not sitting or it is not moving, etc. How can you say that? We do say, because we identify our physical characteristics and we superimpose it on Atman. Then Indriya Dharman, and also the properties of our sense organs. We superimpose the properties of our sense organs on the Atman. What do we say? Mukha. Mukha. I am dumb. In English, this word, of course, can be used in a different sense. Dumb. You are dumb. Means dull. So, not that kind of dumb, but dumb when your audio output is not coming. When you are unable to, you are audio challenged. You are dumb. Kana hai, and you are one-eyed. Kleba hai, impotent. Then badhira hai, deaf. Andha hai, blind, visually challenged. Aham. So I am mooka, I am dumb, I am one-eyed, I am kleba, I am impotent, I am badhira, I am deaf, I am blind, etc. All these are different properties of different sense organs. But we superimpose these properties on our Atman. Atman, a true self. We say, I am deaf. How can you be deaf? You can say my ear is not working. You can say my eyes are not working. You can say I am unable to my auditory what you call my this not auditory, my speaking mechanism, vocal cords are not working. But we don't say that. We say I am deaf, I am dumb, etc. Tatha antakarana dharman. Also antakarana, that means mind, ego, intellect, and uh, chitta. All these four. This antakarana. So this antakarana, the properties of antakarana, what are they? Kama, desire. Sankalpa, resolve. Vichikitsa, doubt. Adhyavasaya, and also determination. Adhyavasaya means perseverance, actually. Perseverance. So adhyavasaya or determination, all these things we see them as our characteristics instead of seeing them as the characteristics of antakarana. Instead of seeing them as characteristics of antakarana, we see them as our own characteristics. We see them as I have desire. Why will you have desire? So this is a beautiful thing which occurs to me, which I have thought about a lot of times, many times, that just like a person can understand that, you see, suppose there is some small boil which comes on your body, then you don't make a big fuss. Oh, there is a boil. Of course, some people do, but people who are better, who have more brains or who are more intelligent, they will not make fuss of boil. Boil has come, just put some ointment on it or take some medicine, it will go away. That's a point of the body. Similarly, why can't we treat our mind? If we treat our mind like that, what is the problem? Somebody does something wrong. You see that and you feel angry. So you can say, oh mind, this is your property. When you see something which is against your understanding of that thing, you will get upset or angry. This is your property. So you can keep quiet. Oh, this is mind's property. If you put water, if you put water on a painting which is just painted, what will happen? The colors will be washed away. So that's the property of water. It cleans. If you put mud in water, water will get spoiled. That's the property of mud. So if somebody means you are doing some work and somebody put water, then what is a intelligent person to do? Oh, it has been put. Now what you can do? You can afterwards tell to that person, please don't do this thing in future. But at that moment, what you can do? You have to see how to save your work, how to salvage your work, how to get back whatever is possible from that work. Now, there's no point in crying. So similarly, as Holy Mother says, things don't go to, if some object is, something was broken, she says, you see, this is how this object will perish. It will not get typhoid and go to ICU. That happens with human beings. So that object will perish by falling down, etc. So that we have to understand. We have to understand that, and similarly we have to understand that the mind has got different moods and it works according to different temperaments. So if we understand that, then it will be such a great blessing, because then we will know, oh, this is the character of the mind, but I am not the mind, so I am not going to make a fuss about this characteristics of that mind. So that is what Shankaracharya is saying. Antakarana Dharma. It is the property of Antakarana. What are the property? Desire, resolve, determination, etc. etc. They are properties of the Antakarana, doubt, etc. But what do we do? Suppose a person is doubting. So if one knows that the doubt is only of the mind, then that person is so much free. That person becomes free. Oh, it's mind is having that. Mind sometimes becomes suspicious. Sometimes it is overly attached, etc. This is the quality of mind. You can keep quiet. But what happens to a person who does not think like that? That person is jumping, going from here to there, pillar to post, trying to find out what happened, why is this person doing like this, what will that person do to me, oh, how will I sleep, that person has no sleep, BP is shooting, etc. Why does this all happen? Because of getting confused with the characteristics of mind. So though we see in day-to-day activities that a person can be indifferent to a great extent to the properties of body, but we seldom see, or we don't see, that people are indifferent to the characteristics of mind. But if they were indifferent to the characteristics of mind, then it would be so nice. So evam aham pratyayinam ashesha swaprachara sakshini pratyagatmani adhyasya. So what do we do? Thus what we do, we aham pratyayinam, the notion pratyaya of aham, I, in the locus of the notion I, ashesha swa prachara sakshini, asesha swa prachara sakshini, sakshini, witness of asesha swa prachara, of all the activities of antakarana. So on I, what do we superimpose? We superimpose the aham pratyayinam, we superimpose the internal organ, all the activities of the internal organ. That is where this I is located. I consciousness is located where? In mind. That is antakarana. So all the activities of antakarana we superimpose on asesha swaprachara sakshini. We superimpose it on pratyagatman. We superimpose it on the witness of all these activities of the antakarana, and we superimpose it on the inner self, and that is pratyagatman. And tamcha pratyagatmanam sarvasakshinam tad viparyena antakaranadishu adhyasyati. What do? We superimpose the activity, the witness of all the activities of internal organ, that is pratyagatman, inner self, on the antakarana. We superimpose it on antakarana, aham pratyayinam, that is the location of the concept of I. We superimpose this I on the antakarana, I is there in Antakarna, we superimpose it on the Pratyegatman, and Pratyegatman we superimpose it on I. Mutual superimposition takes place. We superimpose, when we say I, we superimpose this Antakarna, mind, etc. on Atman, and that Atman we superimpose on mind. So somebody says, I am Atman. So what do we understand? We understand mind to be Atman. Even a person who has understood that this body is not Atman, even that person, we go to this extent and say, I am Atman. That means mind is Atman. So we cannot understand that mind is not Atman. To realize Atman, you have to go to a state where you transcend thoughts, where the mind is not existing. When you say this, then say, how is it possible? How can we reach a state where thoughts are not there? Then what will happen to me? That means I am completely connected or superimposing myself with the mind, Antakarana. So this mutual superimposition of Antakarana on Atman and superimposition of Atman on Antakarana takes place. So that is what is being told here. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat.